Welcome to the happy hour right here, Sirius XM Fly. I'm HB on this Soul Food Thursday. I've been talking about it all week, last week, everything. I was excited that my two brothers were coming here at the same time. Black Thought is here. Method Man is here. Give it up, baby. Welcome to the happy hour. Yeah, this is the party going in. Come in, Tracy. Tracy Jordan is here.
I've been trying to get to the happy hour for a while, man. 'Cause, you know, fan of the food. I mean, show.
Well, I got two things to say.
Yeah.
First,
wow, thank you.
No,
That's
the
so
water. Yeah, to get the fresh water. Thank you, Tracy Jordan.
He's driving me crazy with this, and I let him do it every time.
Okay.
The water.
You were live too, Tracy. Thank you so much for letting everybody know it's driving you crazy.
Yes.
Black Thought. Here's why. It's Soul Food Thursday, and we always do food and recipes. And I know, of course, you guys are here to talk about the Deuce. Love the series. My husband, Horse, put me onto the series and was like, yo, have you been watching this Deuce on HBO? I was like, they have something called the Deuce, like from back in the day what we used to call 42nd Street.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, Meth is in it. Black Thought is in it. This shit is crazy. Started watching it. I am hooked, hooked. That is our weekly conversation in my house watching this. I think they did a great job, not only with casting, but James Franco is sick. Like, he is a sick dude. I just appreciate his talent to a whole nother level. Maggie Gyllenhaal, nuts, bold, crazy for stepping out and doing something like that, and making herself so vulnerable as a character like that, and watching that go down. And then to see you guys just come in and flourish, I was just like, word, my brothers in hip hop, I love them. But aside from that, I wanted to say both of y'all came into my life at a time where I don't think I ever properly got an opportunity to say thank you. Meth, I'll start with you. I was having a really rough time in hip hop, as we all do. Sometimes you just wake up, especially in the 90s, where you just not sure if you want to keep rapping. What is all of this shit for? Everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that. And I ended up in DC just hanging out one night. Chris Webber was there, Rasheed Wallace was there. You was performing one night, and I just happened to be hanging out. You called me up on stage to like freestyle, and I started spitting and got a reaction from the crowd. And I literally, I will tell you, 2 hours before I got there, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. But he called me on stage and put me, that MCing you just kick in. And I got the reaction from the crowd, and I was like, I got to keep going. And not too long after that, I ended up writing my single, Do You, and it kind of rebooted me and started me up all over again. This was in like 97, late 97. Thought for you, and I thank you for that, Meth, because you just extended an olive branch, but I don't think you knew what you was doing that day. You had no idea. And that love was felt, you know. Black Thought, I called your wife, Michelle, who I'm friends with, and said, hey, my friend from the real world, Julie, she has kids. They love your husband. Can he please sign this autograph? So I came over. You invited me over. I came over to your house, got the autograph, and you invited me to sit down and have dinner with you and your wife. And you cooked steak and you cooked lobster. And I was just like, yo, you cook? And deep down inside of me was a passion to cook. I was making drinks, but I love food. Like, I just love cooking because it always brought family together and people together. And whatever beefs you had, if you had a meal, everybody was able to just at least sit down and break bread. That's how we used to talk. Let's break bread. Or if you felt like a person violated you, if you broke bread with them before and then they turn around and do something snake, it's like, but we broke bread together. So when I saw you have that extra thing, I was like, I could do other things besides one thing. It's okay if I have this passion for cooking, because I watched you just extend. Like, you just extended to me in a way, and I was like, he was nice, and the lobster was banging. I was like, this was so good. So thank you, because both of y'all at different times, without even knowing, influenced me and kept me going and gave me that extra push on days when you didn't even know that I needed it. So I guess I'll start with you. But what made you start cooking? Like,
you know, for me, I said this earlier about when you're an artist, the medium kind of can change. You know, what you're using to create could change. But if you're a real artist at heart, then you bring an artistic aspect into everything that you do. So for me, it's an art form, you know, manipulating the different flavors, all the ingredients, and the plating of the food, you know what I'm saying, like the way it looks. You know, the same way I don't know if you're a musician or a visual artist, you know you might be able to put an outfit together. You know what I mean? You just have like a different eye and a different ear as you go through life. So for me, the cooking is something that I do just because it's therapeutic, and for that same reason, because it brings people together. Like that's how I I'm usually pretty I don't know, like low key. Like I'm a mellow dude, you know what I mean? So for me to show, like that's how I show love, you know what I mean? That's how I show appreciation to my people, is by cooking.
By cooking. Matt, you cook?
Yeah.
What's your meal? Come on now. If I came to your house?
I'm glad you said that, because people sleep on the cow. I don't get it. I just think that they think I wake up in the morning, just smoke weed all day and go back to sleep.
That's cooking. That's
cooking too. But when you got kids, you gotta know how to cook. So my passion came about 7-8 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and it started with baking. So I would make cakes.
Okay.
And then because there was this cake I always wanted, nobody could make it. It's a strawberry whipped cream cake. So I went online to see how you make it.
Okay.
I mean, mascarpone cheese. You got to get the fresh strawberries. You got to caramelize your strawberries. I learned how to caramelize strawberries, ladies and gentlemen. And, I made this cake, and it came out pretty good. So then it's like, you know what? Let's see what else I can make. So then I made a Pepsi Cola cake. You know what I mean? Which is it sounds hard, but it's simple as hell. You just replace the water with
Pepsi soda.
There you go.
Okay.
But then it was like, you know what? Why can't I do this with food? Let me try some stuff. So I started like different meals that I enjoyed that different people made. I would ask them, how did you make this? How did you make that? Well, what do I put this? And as far as seasoning, you can make anything taste good with the right seasoning. Period. Yeah.
That's
and my dish that I make that I'm pretty good at is African spinach. Right? Holla. Yeah. That's
African
right.
spinach.
That's right.
Okay.
And vegetarian lasagna.
Wow.
My vegetarian, I do a mean vegan lasagna that, people been asking me for the recipe too. Like, Jazzy Jeff, he has these retreats where he invites
DJs,
artists, producers, DJs from all over the world, and they record at his house in Delaware for like 2 weeks. And sometimes they try to have an album done at the end of one of the retreats. Yeah, so I think the retreats, they're called playlists. So anyway, I went to the last playlist retreat, and I happened to bring a big tray of that vegan lasagna down there. And I mean, Jazzy Jeff's wife is.
I follow her on Instagram.
She puts it down.
Lynette Towns is a beast. Everybody follow her.
So, but yeah, I came through with that lasagna, man, and just quietly shut shit down.
All right, we're going to try to get this recipe for Soul Food Thursday, and I want to find out more about this African spinach. It's the happy hour, Soul Food Thursday with Meth. Black Thought, more up next right here on Fly. It's the happy hour right here, Sirius XM Fly HB on this Soul Food Thursday. Talking to Black Thought, talking to Meth. We talking food, we talking to Deuce. Of course, you can catch that on HBO. Incredible series. Something that kind of gets you hooked right away, just with the scenery. If you know anything about New York City and that time when the Deuce was just popping, when it was nothing but karate flicks, prostitutes, hip-hop somewhere blaring in the background, the backdrops from like just sayings of hip-hop records, you would just stand in front of those backdrops with "So what you saying" in the background with the graffiti on it, try to get your picture on the Deuce. That's what I loved. It drew me in right away, just looking at the artwork there and watching. Of course, we're talking about art, we're talking about food. Method Man brought up African spinach. I never even heard of African spinach. Where do you get it from?
All right, well, I like to say my African spinach is more Americanized, because the real African spinach, they throw all kind, like it'd be fish in there, turkey, pork, all kind of stuff in this spinach. For me, I just use the turkey part and maybe some stew beef, if that, right? And what you do is you make it, the whole thing is in the broth. When you make the broth, you gotta make sure you boil it down till it get like that thicky type of. That's when you throw the turkey legs in there. But while you're boiling it, you throw the turkey legs in there. You let it boil down till it get kind of thicky. You know what I'm saying? Nice and thicky down there. So once the meat starts coming off the bone on the turkey legs, you take the turkey legs out. You already got your Jamaican hot pepper in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say exactly all the stuff I put in my broth, but the Jamaican hot pepper is very essential that you put that in there. All right, you throw all this stuff in there. You throw the meats in there. You throw the spinach in there. You're boiling that and you're cooking that all together. Now, the key ingredient to it, which makes it African, is the palm oil. And I got to go up in the African store. It be rocking in there, too, boy. Yo, like, soon as you come out, 5 minutes, it's still on your body. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, and I don't like when there's a line, but you go up in there, you get this big-ass thing of, you know, palm oil, and you put that palm oil in there and a tablespoon of peanut butter. Meal. You got to shred the turkey. It's very tedious work.
Right.
You got to shred that turkey into, like, you know, like strings.
Got it.
And then you got to cut the beef down into like little itty bitty cubes like that. So every bite is like, man, y'all don't even know, man.
Never heard of it before.
Yo, man, ask around. I'm
All
telling
right.
you. People going to tell
will.
you I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it the way I like it.
Now, what made you do a vegan lasagna? Because, of course, there's a way to do lasagna. Everybody got the meat, got the noodles, got the thing. What vegan? Why?
I really enjoy the taste of tomatoes. Like, so, you know, like I'm like a tomato head. And
Really?
My wife recently found out that she's like almost allergic. She has a reaction to tomatoes, so she can't eat it anymore. Well, long story short, the top of the year, I like to do a little cleanse. So I stop eating meat. You know, I'll go vegan. I'll do, you know, no caffeine. I stop smoking for a couple months. You know what I mean? I do this from January 1st of every year. So, you know, when I'm doing that, I still want to taste, you know, lasagna and shit. So that's when I do the vegan joint. And
You ended up mastering the recipe.
Yeah, I ended up mastering that shit. I would bring it. I started making them for people.
Yeah, I want
for
something.
people who eat meat.
Yeah, I want something next time you come back. But tell your wife, I ended up having the same kind of allergy to tomatoes. Found out, and I spoke about this a lot on this show for Soul Food Thursday. Tell her to get her blood type checked and start eating according to your blood type.
That's what she does.
Yep,
Yeah,
and they found my blood type wasn't compatible with tomatoes out of nowhere.
Man,
but
she found out everything she liked.
No
Damn
good.
near, yeah.
Fuck you, tomatoes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't no good for you.
She had to stop rocking with celery, spinach.
I love spinach.
Me too.
Certain wine, like it's a long list.
Did
of
you
shit.
have
it's like,
yours
I don't
done?
know. I don't want to get my shit done because it's like, yo, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, ignorance is bliss. I'd rather just
go out.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I got my thing. I do my cleanse at the top of the year. You know what I'm saying? Some years I go from January to June.
How that cleanse work out for you though? You drink stuff or what is it?
No, I mean, it just, you know, I just eat clean. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Exercise.
Okay.
I did a week cleanse.
How was it?
7 days.
Yeah.
I almost freaking died.
No smoking, no nothing.
No. I was smoking.
That ain't a cleanse, man.
I'm talking about my inside. I'm talking about the guts and the goods. I'm talking about my goods, my digestive shit.
Okay.
You know, and you get 7 juices every day, and each of them is for something. You get 2 greens, 2 reds, 1 2. It's 7 juices. All right. You drink these during the course of the day. You don't eat anything for the whole day. For 7 days straight. Now, my mistake was I was working out at the same time. And it got to a point where I couldn't feel my fingertips. Like, I would pick something up and my hands felt weak.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Who recommended this cleanse?
My manager did. But I wasn't supposed to be working out. I was supposed to be trying to lose weight and cleanse myself out.
You can't overexert yourself on a gym.
I'm in the gym trying to work it out. I swear, like, even my legs, it just felt like I felt weak. It's like when you strain and do this too much and you start feeling that strain right there and your hands feel weak. That's how I felt. I couldn't even type on my cell phone that I'm weak. I'm weak. It was bad.
It's the happy hour right here, Sirius XM Fly HB with Black Thought, Method Man. We're in the middle of Soul Food Thursday, and I'm going to get into some music questions up next. It's the happy hour right here, Sirius XM Fly. I'm HB hanging out with Method Man with Black Thought. It's Soul Food Thursday. We talking food. We talking to Deuce. You guys, make sure, I just put my father on this series. He was like, what is it about? And OQ, we just put OQ up on it too. I said, just watch it. I'm pretty sure in 5 minutes you're going to catch on really, really quickly. Did you guys both have to audition for it? Or
I did.
Really?
I actually did, yeah.
How many times? They called you
I came
back?
one time, and she sent me back with both guys in the scene, Reggie Love and CC, and I came back. And so I basically auditioned 3 times.
Black Thought, what about you?
I auditioned once. and then I had to come back. You know, I think maybe twice.
Wow. No, you don't like auditioning. I heard you say that.
Yeah, I don't like auditioning at all, you know, but I mean, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do it, but yeah, it never gets easy.
Are the nerves the same going for an audition or is when you walk out on stage?
Nah, you know, walking out on stage, I got a lot of layers of kind of, you know, facade. There's a lot of shit that I, you know, in essence, that I could hide behind. It's a light show. It's a backdrop that's larger than life. It's, you know, sometimes images of me on screens on either side that, you know, I mean, you focus more on you know, the Jumbotron image.
Yeah.
It's the whole band. They're literally jumping around and dancing and all that shit. So it's a lot of stuff to kind of detract from all of the attention just being focused on me. But in an audition, you just walk in an empty ass room and you're more vulnerable than even a stand-up comedian.
And I could even deal with that. I could deal with the vulnerable part because I could use that part of it. For me, it's just that they want you to do so much in that little bit of time, in that little bit of space in that audition. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen with everybody because sometimes they see something and they'll ask you, okay, could you approach it this way and you'll do it over or whatever. But it's the stress of just that moment where it's like that I got to make these people like me in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but that's not even the case because sometimes they like you. It's just that you don't fit the suit. Metaphorically speaking, you don't fit the suit, meaning you just don't look like the character. I mean, you're perfect for it, but you just don't look like the character.
I mean, that's why it's tricky. Sometimes they will have already made up their mind before you come in, and you could talk yourself out of a role. You know what I mean? You can audition that ass out of a job that you already had.
Right.
You know?
And part that you auditioned for that you really wanted and you didn't get, could you talk about that?
I really wanted, in that James Brown biopic, Get On Up, I really wanted the role of his father, of James Brown's father, Joe Brown.
Why?
He was just a mean, you know what I mean? It was like, it would have been a different look for me, like just something, you know, with a little bit more depth for my reel. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to show what my range is. So the character that I wound up playing, because who did I play? I played Pee Wee Ellis, the saxophonist. Yeah. And that was dope, but you know, he was a musician, and it was less of a stretch for me. So you know, I really wanted that James Brown's father role, and that's what I came in to audition for first. The same way Meth, you know, sometimes they definitely want you, but they, you know, they gotta readjust the casting and see who you're gonna wind up playing. You know what I mean?
Because I don't even think Rodney was in the script when I auditioned.
Really?
Yeah, because I read for Reggie Love and for Cece, but now I get it. It's not that they're having you. When I auditioned for The Wire with Alexa, I read old sides from Leon's character from the first season. So when I audition, I'm reading sides from his scene. It's not about that part. Is just like I said, you're going up in this room and you got 5 minutes to make an impression on these motherfucking people, you know. And I literally walked in, did Reggie Love, stood up, walked out the door, walked back in and did Cece.
Wow.
But I know David and Nina. You know, only person that I feel like I had to impress in that room was Alexa, because Alexa hard as you hit. Alexa don't play, and Michelle, who was the director.
The director. Any part you auditioned for you didn't get that you kind of still like, damn, I really wanted to get that part?
You know what? I can't. If I did, I can't, because I won't support the project. I won't watch it on TV. I won't go see the movie. Nothing. Nada.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Siga hablando y siga mamando, que se joda. No es familia mía.
Method Man is here. Black Thought is here. All right, I do have music questions. I'll ask them up next right here on Fly. It's the happy hour right here, Sirius XM Fly. I'm HB. Give it up, y'all. Come on, man. We talking to Black Thought. We talking to Method Man, the show, the Deuce, HBO. Congratulations again. I can't let y'all leave without talking about music, though, because I do, as a fan, have music questions. Meth, I remember, and I got to take you back a little bit. Def Jam did a thing one time where they had the month of the man.
Yeah, man.
And they had,
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, of course.
And it was Redman and Method Man, and it seemed like there was like a competitive thing. That's how it was marketed.
Right.
did you feel some type of way as an artist? And if so, or if not, how did you and Redman become so fucking cool? Because now it's like one and the same.
I owe a lot of that to him because he was already established in the label, and he didn't have to say yes when they asked me. I'm pretty sure they asked his people if he would, mind going out with me on the road.
Oh,
and
okay.
Doc ain't got no ego. He Brick City through and through, so he was more or less like, yeah, let the nigga come out. If he fall on his face, he fall on his fucking face. Yeah. It was up to me. I knew what kind of person I was, so I knew as soon as I got around them, and whether I was by myself or with crew or whatever, I'm confident in myself to know that I'm a trill dude and shit. And he picked up on that, and we just meshed together, and shit. The rest of that just history, man. I love that dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He a cool nigga.
For you, Black, you ever got any backlash from what they do? The video with it seemed like when you look at it, there were artists you guys were specifically targeting in the imaging. Did you ever have to? Because I never heard the Roots being in any beef. It was always
it was and what they do's video, it was all the references were pretty broad.
Yeah. Except
for the reference to Big and his, I guess, like there was a video that Big had in the set. Was like replicated on what they do.
One More Chance.
So, Big. He felt some kind of way about that.
Really?
He was, he wasn't devastated, but he was like, he felt the kind of way because he had always championed the Roots shit, and especially Silent Treatment. That was one of his favorite joints. Yeah. So he felt like, damn, y'all gonna not name anybody in the whole song or in the video. Directly, but then y'all going, like make fun of my shit. Yeah. That's whack. I always, supported y'all. And he said something in a Source interview one time. He was like, I mean, I'm still a Roots fan, so it's not like, like when I see you, I'ma see you. You don't got to worry about me trying to track y'all down or do nothing to the Roots. But I can't speak for. Like, niggas from Brooklyn or something like that.
But see, that Big would play that card. Big funny. Yeah. He funny. He a funny nigga.
So at the end of the day, it wasn't a beef.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it was, I didn't know at the time either, because if I knew when we were shooting it, I'd been like, nah, I'm good. But that was the director.
Yeah, it go both. But that shit go both ways, because Big did a fucking interview in Canada that he thought nobody would see. Nobody.
I think I remember that.
He was shitting on he shitted on Doc, because I remember Doc couldn't stand that nigga for a long time. He shitted on Craig Mack. He shitted on Ray. He shitted on a lot of people in this fucking thing. I wish y'all could pull that shit up, but yeah, and he had to eat that shit. So all that backlash, he was on extra sensitive after that, because he was getting a lot of backlash from that shit, because just like he said to him, I could speak for myself. I ain't got no beef with you, but I can't speak for Brooklyn. Well, guess what, Big? You can't speak for Redman ain't gonna say nothing, but Brick City might have something to say.
About
Staten Island might have something to say. And I loved Big, because Big always kept it 100. Funny fat motherfucker. Funny as hell and shit, But there's a thing that, from Staten Island's perspective, about Brooklyn cats and how Brooklyn cats get down. Brooklyn cats, they feel like they the livest niggas on the planet. Matter of fact, the fucking universe, and you can't tell them shit. It's like you could ask them a question like, yo, you going to the store? Brooklyn, nigga. Hey, yo, what's 2 + 2? Brooklyn, nigga.
Yeah.
And it's valid.
Yeah.
It's valid.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
But
That's
everything ended peacefully, obviously.
Yeah.
See, y'all know. No, okay. As a fan, I just always wondered what the hell happened. What was this? What was that? How
the
did
energy back then, somebody would got fucked up. Like badly, like the energy that was put out there like that. And there have been a few occasions that luckily we didn't have social media where niggas got shot. I remember Akinelli concert. Dirty tried to do that dirty shit where he go up there and take niggas' mics. He tried that shit with y'all before. Go up there, take niggas' mics, and never give it back.
They wound up fighting on stage. I remember
fighting on stage. My man Reek get popped. Bow. Somebody let a shot off. Shot him in his motherfucking arm and shit. Yeah. So a lot of that shit don't be making whatever. My man Rock from Helter Skelter, we sneaked through the back of the Supper Club or Palladium? Supper Club, Palladium.
Palladium.
Yeah.
Palladium. And you know how they had that ramp and there was a whole backstage and the spiral staircase that went up in the bathrooms right there. Ghost want to go on and fuck up bust the show like what's the face did, like Dirty do. I'm telling the nigga, I'm just there to back him up because he drunk, and if anything happened to this nigga, I'm not gonna let nothing happen to him. Worst come to worst, he tried to get on stage. Security won't even let us up there and shit. Buster don't know what's going on. He's up there performing. I'm halfway up the ramp, halfway down. They're pulling Ghost down there. They're starting to beat up RZA's nephew. I jump on top of the crowd like, no, he's with us. Somebody tried to hit me. I feel it. I feel like a little, and I'm standing there and I'm looking right, and I got my boy Street with me, and Rock from Helter Skelter was right there and shit. I'm like, yo, fuck that. Somebody just tried to hit me in my face. I knew one of the bouncers. The bouncer come over. He like, yo, Meth, calm down. What happened? I was like, yo, one of your goons, and I hear this nigga say, fuck that. That nigga jumped on my head. I was like, him. So I'm talking to dude, and I'm edging over to where the door is to leave out the back of the club, and he's standing up against the wall, and I gave him the most vicious elbow I ever gave anybody in my life. Boom, big dude too. Yeah. Because I remember my lawyer was like, yo, did you see that guy? Because he got an order of protection against me. Big motherfucker, he trying to get money. Knocked the nigga out with an elbow, my G. I don't know where this story going, but I just had to get that off. like a bouncer, knocked him out, elbow. And I remember Buster brought us in the back, and you know, he's trying to talk about shit, but all I could see, because I'm not ghost, I'm not drunk, I'm watching shit. I'm standing up in a stall in the bathroom like this, looking. Ain't nobody but Buster people up in there. And now Buster love us. He's trying to explain, yo, God, can we talk about this? But there's people back there like
Brooklyn.
Yeah, New York Brooklyn. Shit. New York shit. Buster from where I'm from, Long Island. Trevor, how y'all doing? How y'all dealing? We got the same last name too. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know Buster. You know what? I did know Buster was from. I didn't know you were from. Y'all got to come back, because obviously we got to go again. We got stories. I don't let people leave though to Happy Hour Soul Food Thursdays. I made food for y'all. I got veggie mac and cheese. I got fried turkey chops with a homemade honey mustard and lemon sauce. It is all here for y'all. I love y'all. Thank you. Both of y'all have fed me spiritually. So. I'm just giving back. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Come back. Please come back to the Happy Hour Soul Food Thursday. Don't forget, make sure you watch the Deuce, support it, tweet HBO, do everything you got to do. Keep this show on air. I love y'all.